Hello, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I'm your host, Airsoft Al, and welcome to the first media review for 2022. Now, I know a lot of you probably expect me to review a Johnny Boy 11 fanfiction, a Daniel fanfiction for Freedom Rings, maybe some sort of military fanfiction, or some sort of Harry Potter, Has-Been Hotel, or even a Halo fanfiction. Maybe, on the off chance, a Gate fanfiction. But you'd be wrong. In reality, today's fanfiction we're taking a look at is one that I've been meaning to do for a while now. A sequel to a 3-book fanfiction series that had a heartbreaking ending. One that actually made yours truly cry, just because of how sentimental it was. Ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a look at a Castlevania X My Hero Academia fanfiction by none other than that guy with the mask, or, as he's known on Wattpad, Critical Darling, the new teacher. Now, before we begin, of course, we have to go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Originally, the story started off with, of course, the first iteration of it being My Bloody Academia. This was supposed to be the sequel to the Fate series that he created, but actually decided to re-engineer it to be the continuation, I guess you could say, proper continuation. But unlike other authors who decide to delete their older work, he decided to keep that up to show what the story would have been, where it could have gone. In that story, which is My Bloody Academia, Alucard, or at least, my bad, not Alucard, Dracula is actually a young boy, or at least a prepubescent boy, who is, well, yeah, even has an affectionate possible fling with Midnight. And, of course, the shipping, she still continues. She's still assailing, and the very much so eroticness still keeps going. Because my boy Dracula is a man of culture, a refined man of culture. And that is so much so the fact that he is with, of course, the thick, muscular bunny hero that... Milk chocolate. Oh yeah. And of course, also hooking up with Midnight. Oh yeah. Penis! And I'm not gonna lie. My boy. Just. But, the sexiness aside, of course. What is the story of the new teacher? Well, as the title implies, it's about the new teacher. Setting place after the USJ attack in the My Hero Academia canon, this one, Dracula, of course, comes in and, unlike most, starts pointing out some things that we should really be questioning in the My Hero Academia universe. And thankfully, a lot of military fanfictions have actually covered as well, and even pointed out, and even straight up bashed because of the absolute pure hypocrisy of it. Now, obviously, we're talking about the Hero Commission and, of course, the government as a whole.
I can't even conceive a visual of what you police officers did before it was developed.
We work for a living. This fascist crap makes me want to puke.
And right off the bat, Dracula is laying down some fucking facts. and even outright telling the kids that their life is not going to be easy as heroes, because they're going to have to wade through the bureaucracy of not only, of course, the Hero Commission, but also the government, and even wade through the legislation, the laws, and everything else that's going to constantly push them down.
In every single scenario, you beat us. Badly. But that was before Cadmus. Now we have the technology to defend ourselves.
That right there is true, cold, hard facts. And even some of the class from 1A decide to drop out, or even pursue other career decisions. Many of them wanting to be, of course, our favorite animal speaker, actually wanting to work on an animal preserve and help preserve nature and animal life. And through Dracula's contacts, he's going to pursue that career. Another one wanting to actually open up a bakery. And again, there's a lot that Dracula does for these kids that is very good. But not all is sunshine and rainbows. For when we finally get to the Stan arc, or the Hero Killer arc, which, before I even get into that, he does, of course, kick out Bakugo, because if you understand Bakugo, you understand why the son of a bitch gets kicked the fuck out. But we also get 2 new characters who are actually kind of cool, and I'd rather you go read that yourself. But I am going to spoil a little bit of this going into the Hero Killer arc. The Hero Killer arc does, in fact, cause a little bit of deviation from the canon, but we get some cool stuff there, including Momo, who sadly becomes gravely injured. And, of course, pulling a Helsing ploy from a good Dracula, offers Momo the ability to be a Draculina, a creature of the night. Nosferatu, the Nightwalker, the Planeswalker.
Beyond human, a monster whose power radiates with a darkness that casts a shadow on darkness itself.
Oh, you dirty bitch, work the shaft.
I'm going to be using some Helsing Ultimate clips. Yep. Fucking knew about it. But the cool part is that besides Momo being a vampire now, we also get to see the type of tension between him and, of course, the Hero Commission and the government. Especially Endeavor, who doesn't fucking like this guy and doesn't fucking trust this guy. For good damn reason. He's a fucking vampire.
Excuse me, but I'm a fuck-mothering vampire. I killed a lot of people to get this title.
Sorry, Crimson Fucker, I did not mean that. But as this keeps going, we also see that Midoriya, Deku, actually gets injured by the Hero Killer, sadly losing his eyesight. And because of that, now has to wear a sort of cat ear headphones type deal, and even new synthetic eyes, to be able to use echolocation technology to even see and even function. We also get to learn a little bit more about All for One and One for All. The origins, the truth, and the fact that Dracula apparently appeared in My Hero Academia during about 30 years or so ago. During that time period. And even fought All for One. And I'll be damned if that ain't fucking cool. But the sad, heartbreaking part is that his first love in this world died because of him. And is still a sore subject for Dracula. But he found new loves. And of course, these 2 lovelies. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But the big thing in the story is just that evolution. And the cool part is that we also see the connection between the Fate series and this story. When Momo asks Dracula who Weiss is, and even about the RWBYverse, and he tells her that Weiss was his beloved daughter. That is deep character development right there, and even has recollections between Class 1A and teams Ruby and Juniper. That alone is really cool, and I fucking love that. You are doing great, Critical Darling. But it doesn't end there in terms of the canon source material being altered. The Waterhorse Doro of Koda's parents actually survive and live. So Koda isn't the anti-hero freaking edgy as hell child he is. No, he loves them and even outright admires them. And again, there's so much dynamics between the Wild Wild Pussycats and Dracula. But the big change is the adopted daughter. The vampire Yandere herself being the adopted daughter of Dracula. And even Dracula having a son in this world. There is a lot to take in. But the big thing is Shingaragi. Or at least decay, essentially. Literally, just... there's a lot to go into that, but I'm not going to spoil that for you. Instead, I'm going to keep going and just keep telling you what's building up. Because as soon as things build up more and more and more, we find out that Bakugo has joined the League of Villains to get revenge on Deku and literally kill him. Now, whether or not that's true is completely up to speculation by this point, because I don't see that happening. In reality, I see Bakugo literally doing this to sort of get into them and try and at least be a hero. Infiltrate the organization and attempt to undermine them, or at least try and get information out of them to give to the police and the pro-heroes, including the #1 pro-hero. But the big thing is Deku's new power that we see in, of course, Season 5 of My Hero Academia manifests itself already. And if you haven't seen My Hero Academia Season 5 yet, do go watch it. I'd recommend you watch it on Watch Cartoons Online. URL right here. Now, the big thing about this is that it's building up to the League of Villains arc, where we're getting ready to do the showdown between All for One and, of course, not only All Might, but also Dracula himself. That alone is going to be a spectacle, because I'm sorry, as much as I want to say we're going to see some badass Dracula fighting, I personally want to see the alter ego.
Time the fuck out. If we're doing this, and we are doing this, I'm not gonna come swinging at Dracula. I'm killing Alucard!
Oh yeah!
Hey there, Padre, how's little Timmy? You know what's good for getting cum stains out of altar boy robes? Holy water! Did you miss me?
Alucard, the Crimson Fucker! That's who I want to see in this fight. And while, yes, Critical Darling, I know you're going to comment, I know you're going to message me, I know you're going to say, I'm not going to bring out the Crimson Fucker. Motherfucker. Please. We're begging you here. Give us Alucard! You have built up and built up and built up and teased and joked in the Fate series. You've even teased and joked in your story here. For the love of God, give us Alucard!
A real fucking vampire.
Please! I'm begging you here. You have the perfect setup. You have the perfect alter ego, anti-hero alter ego. Please. Begging you here.
Do it! Just do it!
What else can be done? What else is probably going to happen in this story? Obviously, the big one is that when we finally get to the Eerie arc, yes, I know it has another name for that arc, but I'm sorry, that adorable little baby girl, that adorable little angel, that one-horned, just bundle of cuteness that needs to be hugged and held and told that everything is going to be okay, baby girl, everything's going to be fine, baby girl, is called the Eerie arc for me. As soon as she shows up, I bet you anything, Alucard is probably going to immediately go into protective vampire daddy mode and be like, you dare hurt this pure symbol of innocence? Your life is forfeit.
You done goofed.
And immediately go full on fucking Glad the Impaler on their asses. Or hell. Just...
Hey guys, how's your health plan? Apparently it's great!
But, either way though, what do I think of the story? If you haven't seen from my excitement and my absolute devotion and love to this, I'm in fucking love with it. And link down below to the Wattpad and fanfiction, of course, links down below. Because again, this needs your attention, this needs your love, because it's such a good fucking story. And Critical Darling, my dude, just give us Alucard. Give us the Crimson Fucker. Please. Please. Either way, though, with my cat over here now wanting to get into trouble, or at least she's curling up next to the vent to get some warm air on her, because it is a cold, rainy day here in Tennessee right now as I'm filming this. I'm going to tell you now, the next review I'm going to be doing is in commemoration for the Overlord Season 4 announcement. Or at least, yeah. So, the next story, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be an Overlord story, but this time with a female Overlord. And Harry Potter.
Excuse me, the fuck did you just say?
Maybe, I don't fucking know. But, we'll have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. So, till next time, I've been Airsoft Al, and, again, just check out the story, and a Critical Darling, give us fucking Alucard, please! I'm begging you here. Till next time.